You know, we all have these built-in survival instincts, right? But do we really get what they are? We're about to unlock that powerful automatic code that's hardwired into our brains, the ancient programming designed to keep us safe when we sense danger. Fight or flight. I mean, you've heard that phrase a million times. It's practically famous. But what if I told you that's not even close to the whole story? What if our bodies had this whole playbook of other responses that most of us don't even know about?
Okay, so here's what we're going to cover. We'll start by going beyond the basics and looking at four distinct threat responses. We're going to zoom in on one you've probably never heard of, called the fawn response. Then we'll check out the super simple science behind it, your body's own gas and brake pedals, and I'll give you a really practical tool to get back in control. And by the end, you'll see why just knowing this stuff is a true superpower.
Right, so when we think about reacting to danger, our brains just automatically jump to fight or flight. And look, those are powerful primal instincts for sure, but they're really just two pieces of a much bigger and honestly more fascinating puzzle.
In fact, a lot of us know about the big three. There's fight, confronting the danger head on. There's flight, which is basically, get me out of here. And then there's freeze, where you just become totally still, almost like you're hoping the threat won't even see you.
But here's where it gets really interesting. Our understanding has grown. It's not just a trio. Turns out there are actually 4 main strategies our nervous system can use to protect us. So what's that fourth one?
Okay, so we've got fight, flight, and freeze. We just talked about those. But look at this fourth one, fawn. Its whole strategy isn't to attack, run, or hide, it's to appease the threat, to try and neutralize it by being agreeable. This is a total game changer for understanding our own behaviors, especially in our relationships with other people.
So what is this fawn response? Well, think of it as the ultimate people-pleasing survival instinct. It's a deep, subconscious strategy to make yourself helpful or valuable to whatever feels threatening, all to avoid a blow-up and keep yourself safe.
And this isn't just about being a nice person. It often comes from a really deep place, especially from what's called relational trauma. You see this a lot when someone grew up in a home where a parent could be a source of both comfort and danger. In that kind of environment, people-pleasing isn't a personality trait. It's a survival tactic.
And you might be surprised how this shows up in everyday life. Do any of these sound a little familiar? Maybe you use sarcasm to deflect when things get tense. Or you find yourself typing out these long, over-explained texts. Or, and this is a big one, you constantly forget your own needs because you're so focused on everybody else's. These can feel like just little quirks, but a lot of the time they're rooted in this deep-seated survival instinct. It's really not just about being nice. Fawning is this incredibly intense internal experience. Someone put it perfectly here. It's a toxic cocktail of way too much empathy, a massive fear of conflict, and that overwhelming drive to please people, often at a huge cost to yourself. So now we get what these responses are, but let's talk about how our bodies actually flip these switches. The absolute easiest way to think about it is that your nervous system has its own gas pedal and its own brake pedal. This is all your autonomic nervous system doing its thing. On one side, you have the sympathetic nervous system. That's the gas pedal. When your brain even thinks there's a threat, it floors it. It floods you with adrenaline to get you ready for action. That's your fight or flight kicking in. Then on the other side, you've got the parasympathetic nervous system. That's the brake. Its job is to calm everything down, to hit that rest and digest mode. So, when that internal gas pedal is stuck to the floor and you're caught in a threat response, how in the world do you consciously hit the brakes? Well, luckily, there are some simple but incredibly powerful tools to help you do just that. The key, and this is so important, is grounding. When your mind is spinning out of control with all the what-ifs, grounding techniques literally anchor you in the here and now. It's like sending a direct message to your nervous system that says, hey, right here, right now, you're actually okay. And one of the best grounding tools out there is the 5-4-3-2-1 method. It's so simple you can do it anywhere. You just pause and you walk through your senses. Start by naming 5 things you can actually see around you. Then 4 things you can physically feel, like your feet on the floor. Now listen for 3 distinct sounds. Find 2 different things you can smell. And finally, 1 thing you can taste. But why does this simple little trick work so well? Well, it's not just a distraction, it's actually a brain hack. See, when you're freaking out, your amygdala, your brain's little fear alarm, is running the show. By forcing yourself to focus on your senses, you're actually pulling brain power away from that fear center and sending it to your prefrontal cortex, the part that handles logic and reasoning. You're literally interrupting the panic cycle on a neurological level. It's amazing. And that brings us to the most important point of all of this. Understanding these 4 F's, the gas, the brake, the grounding tools, it all comes together to give you a new kind of power. It gives you the power of awareness. And look, this isn't about slapping a label on yourself or putting yourself in a box. It's about building self-awareness. When you start to recognize your go-to stress responses, you're basically creating a personal roadmap for yourself, a guide to help you navigate those overwhelming emotions and find your way back to center. Because here's the bottom line, awareness creates choice. Once you can name that automatic reaction, whether it's fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, you're no longer just a passenger being taken for a ride by your instincts. You are in the driver's seat. So the real question is, now that you can name it, what are you going to do with that knowledge?